So how do you inspire more students to explore and enter IT careers other than by your mere living examples?
Yes, there's that. Well, we probably don't really interact with many of them before they're sort of at our door. I think there's probably two aspects of that. There's a piece where it's actually kind of important that they're somewhat inspired before I meet them. If somebody has even the barest exposure to programming, and they realize that they can tell the computer what to do, and the computer's going to, if it can, it's going to do exactly what they told it to do, and that they can apply that skill for any myriad of outcomes, whether it's amusement or art or helping people become more productive in business or cure diseases or send people to space or whatever. If that lack of constraints in the medium itself doesn't inspire them, then they probably shouldn't be programming. But once they do have that level, I think where industry can come in and really kind of shepherd these people through their careers is by having them cast their vision a little bit further out and say, okay, you know what you can do today, but look at how it can be a little bit easier. Look at how the boundaries of what is feasible for you with your current skill keep getting expanded, pushed out farther and farther because you can do this even better than you could yesterday, right? And here are some better tools. Like somebody who's driven to dig, to mine, and all they've had is a shovel, and then they have a backhoe. It's like they're thrilled with that, right? So that's the kind of inspiration that I think industry can provide, is just enabling them to do a good job and to do it better and better each day.
Peter, I'm guessing your best hires are the people who have a passion for it.
Absolutely. For those of us that have worked in IT, and I've done it for a long time, what really drives you is solving problems and then putting solutions in. That moment where you put a system in place and it works and it does the function that you were planning for, or your user community really likes it, that's what drives IT and people. But to inspire more people to go into the field, I think I'll put a plug in for CS4RI. That's a great program that's really going to spark some interest and inspire people to go into the field. And I think for those of you that haven't gotten involved in it, you might want to take a look at this. It's an interesting program, especially long term, as was noted earlier about the state in terms of getting more feeders into our system, driving more students to the universities to get into the programs. I've told this story before, but I'll probably tell it again. Amiga is actually part of the CSR4RI program. It also gets our employees involved, so they're getting involved. They're going to help with the schools and do different things. So we're going to support that as an organization because it's going to help us to stay local with our jobs and kind of get feeders in. But my own story in terms of how I got interested in IT, it's many years ago, pretty old. When I was at Bryant, Bryant has an interesting, the way they organize their IT, their programs was you take 2 years of pretty much general classes all the way through before you really get to your major. And one of those classes was an IT program. I took that program and I was pretty much I went in as an accounting major, which is pretty typical at Bryant. But as soon as I took the IT program, I was like hooked. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed what it was all about. And then I switched immediately and went into IT and graduated in IT. I think when students at the high school level and K through 12 level are exposed to what it can really do and how the iPad works or how the iPhone, how things are actually functioning, they're going to get enthused about it, and then they're going to get inspired and want to go into the field. So it's an interesting STEM approach, and I know some folks, Andre earlier, who does a lot of work in STEM, it sounds like. I think this program is going to have that effect. I think it's going to be really interesting. I've seen a lot of them wrong that didn't really take hold, don't seem to drive as much. This one I think has got a lot of legs to it, so hopefully we'll see it materialize.